Hey Wastelanders, this is Gary from The Last Ranger, and today we're going to be going over the IronFly Zesty. So you can see the IronFly logo on the one side, and this is the Zesty VF01 on the other side. It comes in VG10, and I picked this up at White Mountain Knives. Don't forget, I have a discount code at White Mountain Knives. If you enter TLR10, you get 10% off. I don't get any money, but I appreciate you guys if you would enter the. It tells White Mountain Knives that that my videos are being viewed, at least. So anyway, all right, so I'm going to talk about this knife, and this was originally a khaki or tan burlap micarta. I think it's a burlap micarta, I think, but I wanted to dye it, so I had to enter this in the dip twice. I think I probably left it in there 10 minutes, and it didn't get any redder, and you can't hide these lines. But at the end of the video, I'm going to apply some mineral oil and see if it doesn't look different with mineral oil. So let's get started. You can see it comes in a drop point. And I said it's in VG10 steel, and it's a satin blade. It's a flat grind. Originally it was khaki or tan micarta. It's a tab flipper, and it has a great action. It's like it has an action of like a more expensive knife. It's a budget knife, but it's on ceramic cage bearings, and it has a great action. You can tell that it's fun to flip because it's super drop shutty. It gets over the detent ball quickly, and yeah. Let's see if it's centered. It's centered perfectly. So this came to me, you may have seen this video that I did earlier. It came to me in poor condition. The lockup it didn't lock up at all. It's solid now. I mean, it's no blade play and it's solid. I couldn't get this apart, so I had to work on the liner while it was still together, and I got it to maybe a 30 to 40% lockup. It was like 0% lockup before I did it. So yeah, there's some kind of manufacturing defect on this one, but was fixable. So yeah. Anyway, it's comes with a wire clip, and it's tip up right and left carry. You can flip the clip. You can take this bolt off, or this what do you call it, a glass breaker, a ceramic glass breaker. You can I was able to remove this glass breaker. So let me tell you, these screws, and I don't know if anybody has ever done a disassembly video on this knife. Every screw that I managed to get one screw out on this side and one screw out on the back side, and I managed to get this glass breaker off, and all of the screws that I got out had white Loctite on them. And I don't know if the white versions, I think it's industrial strength. I really don't know, but it was I managed to get them out without stripping the screws at all. There's no damage to the screws, but I couldn't take the knife apart because I could only get one out on this side and one out on this side, and I couldn't get the pivot to budge. So I know this pivot probably has like a D-shaped pivot, so I was working on this side and I still couldn't get this side to budge. So I don't know. I don't think I have to like have a screwdriver on both sides, even though I did, and I still couldn't get it to budge. So yeah, I'm probably going to have to order a what do you call it? A soldering iron to break free the screws, to heat up the screws and the Loctite in there and melt them, because I want to do some bronzing the screws, the hardware, and possibly the liners too. I don't think I'm going to change the blade, but I haven't decided on the blade, but I'm going to bronze the liners and the hardware and the pivot eventually. That's why I dyed the scales. I wanted to do something different, because the tan micarta, the khaki, didn't appeal to me, and red's one of my favorite colors. So anyway, let's go over the measurements. This handle is 4.5 inches long. The blade's 3.5 inches long, which makes the knife overall an 8-inch knife. So it's big. It's you can see it in my large size hands. You have a decent amount of area to grip on too. And it's very comfortable. It's very comfortable with these jimping. It's a wonderful, wonderful ergonomic knife. The handle thickness is 0.62, which is 15.8 millimeters. That blade thickness is 0.12, which is 3.2 millimeters. And the edge thickness is 0.02, which is 0.54 millimeters. It doesn't feel heavy. I mean, it feels substantial, but I would say, before I weighed it, I was thinking it's probably a 4.5 ounce knife, but it measured in 4.13 ounces or 117 grams. So I can't stop flipping this. And once I got it fixed, the liner, the lockup, I was carrying this knife a lot. I love the action, and I love how it's just closes like slippery butter or slippery ice. It just is so nice to easily disengage a knife, and it self closes. Yeah, man, it's a great budget knife. I don't remember the price I picked it up to. I want to say in the $50 range, but if you I think this was a Kickstarter knife, and I do believe when it was on Kickstarter, if you got in the Kickstarter, you could have gotten this knife for about high 30s or $40. But once they finally got released, which I didn't get in the Kickstarter, I didn't even know that it was a Kickstarter until after somebody on one of you guys told me it was a Kickstarter. So I think this is a great budget knife. I mean, I don't have any problems with it, other than early on I had to fix the lockup on it. But once I got the lockup, and the lock's not sticky. It just needed to be pried over, bent over a little bit, and I had to work it. I usually like to take the knives apart and work on the action, but I can't get it apart. So once I got it, the lockup, it was a wonderful knife to carry. I was going to do a couple of other knife reviews before this one, but I really took a liking to this. Yeah, it's a great knife. I encourage you guys to give it a chance. It's if you like budget knives, it's worth it. Wrap up this video and put some mineral oil on it and see how the scales look. You can see the scales right now. You can see the darkness. Let's see how they look with some mineral oil on it. And I'll do a follow-up video once I get the knife apart and I bronze all the liners and the hardware, and maybe if I do something with the blade. But I'll do a follow-up on this knife on a live and show you what it looks like in its final form once I get it totally modded. Okay, let's break out the Citadel Black knife oil, and I use knife oil on G10, any kinds of scales. I mean, not titanium, but obviously. It didn't have the problem that the Devil Finger did. It's not chalky or anything. It has some white marks you can see. And let's see if I can make this disappear. If you hear anything in the background, my neighbor's banging around in their apartment. I'm not sure what's going on in there. Maybe she was yelling a little while ago. Maybe she's having sex. I don't know. Or fighting her dog. All right, let's see. It's not the best lighting, I think, but hopefully you can see. I think I don't think the oil made a huge difference in the scales, but I'll keep applying it and see how it looks after a week. Or I'll apply it like every day for a week and see how it looks. It looks a hell of a lot better than the khaki or tan did, in my opinion. I think it also comes in green. I don't know if it comes in any other colors. Only thing I've remember seeing is green and like an olive green and maybe a darker green and a khaki or tan. So that's been your look at the IronFly Zesty. Take care, Wastelanders.